Hi there, this is Marie and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing with you how I switched from being an author that could only focus on one project to being able to manage 3 writing projects at the same time. I wanted to be a writer, an author since I was around 12, but I only thought it was possible since last year, so when I was 25. I used to think that I could only focus on one single story at a time, and despite trying to focus on just one thing at a time, it felt like I couldn't really finish anything. So after a few years where I didn't even want to write anymore because I felt like I was just not meant for it, not good enough for it, I got back into writing and I decided to start very small. That's how I started to write micro poetry or small poetry, whatever you call it. And then it developed over the month, and at the beginning of 2021 I published my first book. It's a collection of poems and the title is Purple Sky Volume 1, Talking to the Moon. I already did a video about the book, so if you're curious you can check it out here. Why am I telling you all about this? Well, it's to explain how publishing changed my vision of writing and my vision of who I was as a writer. It was the first time in years that I was completing a writing project, and suddenly my thoughts evolved from "you can do it" to "you did it." And if I did it once, it means that I can do it again. So I started working on the volume 2 of the Purple Sky series. And then on the side, I started writing a fan fiction. The last time I wrote a fan fiction, I was in middle school. But I thought that this was just the best way to get back into writing long stories. Because then you're not really building the world, the characters, you're just taking something you already like and just write whatever you want on it. And it was a very good exercise because in 2 months, without any pressure, without any deadline, in 2 months I wrote 35,000 words. And I already had a cycle in mind, so I started posting it on Archive of Our Own. It's the best platform basically for English fanfiction. And I got amazing returns on this story. I got lovely comments and a lot of support. And so it pushed me to write more. So I'm currently writing the sequel, like a part 2. And then later I will try to rewrite it to make it an original novel. Because, I mean, come on, it's the first time I'm writing so much in English. English is not my first language, so it's really the first time that I'm writing such a long story in English. So yeah, this is the second project that I'm working on currently. And the third one is actually the first one I should have focused on. Because when I published my poetry book, I had in mind that the next project I wanted to do was a short story collection. And I thought that I could just take old stories or old drafts that I had from years ago and just rewrite them, and then I would have like half of the collection made. Of course, it didn't work that easily because everything that I had written years ago was in French, and nowadays inspiration only comes in English. So I gathered all these old French stories and I had some themes in mind. I tried to make an outline of it, trying to make it all organized and everything. And I got writer's block because I didn't have a vision for this book. I didn't know where I was going with this story. I felt like it was way too dark, way too sad, way too depressed because I had written these pieces when I was in a very bad place and I'm no longer there now. So I couldn't recognize myself in this now. So in the end, I said, scratch that, and I put it all aside and started back from zero. I did a huge brainstorming to know exactly where I was going, the kind of stories I wanted to see in this collection, and now everything is so much better. So I didn't really choose to have several ongoing projects. It just kind of happened. And so obviously I started to get anxious. I thought, oh my God, am I going to be able to finish them all? And I was thinking, well, I wanted to publish my short stories collection this year, but is it a realistic goal? How am I going to organize that? So for the first time, I tried to do a yearly planning for my writing projects. The yearly planning consists of monthly goals. To give you a few examples, it can be write the final version of 25 poems, or it can be write the final version of one short story, or it can be finish the first chapter of the novel, since I'm going to rewrite it. I'm trying to keep in mind that I have other work on the side. My goals need to be realistic in what I can write during a month without being a full-time writer. At the end of this month, it's going to be, well, the first month where I will be able to see if I was able to meet these objectives or not. So I'm going to keep you updated from time to time to see if this kind of planning and organization works. But at least for the first month, it seems to be great. So fingers crossed. If you're a writer and you're watching this, please feel free to let me know how it is for you. Are you focusing on one project, or do you prefer to have several projects ongoing? I'd like to mention as well that I'm able to work on several projects at the moment because not all of them have the same format. Honestly speaking, I don't think I would be able to work on 3 novels, for example, at the same time. But having a poetry collection, a short stories collection, and then a novel, I think it's a very nice balance. Because then you can write very short things or a bit more developed one, and then you have the novel that is like, you know, so much more. As always, there will be an article on the blog, so you can check it out in the description. And if you like this video, like it, comment it, share it, and subscribe if you're new. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you will have a lovely week, and see you next Wednesday. Bye bye!